What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. For those of you who might be new here, my name's Jac.
My name's Harry.
We are Jac and Harry, and today we are back with another demo drop session.
You guys really enjoyed the last session. We really liked making it, and the winner of today's feedback session is going to get a 30-minute Skype call with me and Jac to talk all things music. But before we get into the video, guys, we've just released our brand new song, How We Roll. It's out now on Spotify, YouTube. Go stream it. Let us know what you think of it.
And also, we are very quickly approaching the 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. So if you could consider hitting that subscribe button below, we would really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
So the first demo we've got for you this week, guys, is from Chrislike and J-Light. This one's called Take Me.
Okay, what were your thoughts on that one?
I think the general vibe of the break in particular was quite impressive. We were just talking then, it's really eerie, really nice, you got the feels, but we both agreed it needed a bit more movement. It was quite flat in certain aspects of it, and I don't think it needs to be as long either. The arrangement could be a lot shorter.
I feel like you've got all the atmosphere and everything, like the chords are nice, the feels are there, but I think you need some more percussion in the breaks to kind of
definitely
get the movement.
I'd like to hear some movement with an ARP as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if you haven't checked out our video, we made a video on how we make some of our ARPs. That might be useful.
Yeah.
What do you think about the drop?
I think the kick and bass were really good. That was the first thing I said to you. But I think the lead sounds are a bit done.
Yeah,
I think they're all.
Yeah.
You kind of need to maybe use some new sounds or fresher sounds to try and make it a bit more 2020. Sounds quite a bit old now, I think.
And the melody as well. The first two bars of it, right? It caught my attention really quickly, and I was like, okay, this is a really, really good melody. But then it got a little bit repetitive. I feel like I always talk about it. I always try and evolve our melodies over the course of a drop. So a 16-bar melody, just make it change as it goes throughout.
Just slight variation.
Just slight, yeah. So the song evolves and keeps the listener interested. But generally speaking, with some tweaks, I think this could be a good one. So yeah, thanks for sending, guys.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next demo, we have Party Less from Arthur Willis. Let's check it out.
Less. Party. Less. Party. Less. Party. Party, party, party. 'Cause. Party. Party. 'Cause. 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 Party. 'Cause.
you.
this is a cool demo. Really current. There's a lot of songs like this out at the moment. I feel like the general idea of the song is really, really good. I really like it. It's something which I think we would play if it was if it had a few more adjustments to it. I feel like there needs to be more developments in the breaks in particular. I don't know how you feel about it, Jack, but I felt like they either needed to be more vocal in the second break in particular, more of the party-less vocal, or they needed to be extra percussion. I know that's the first comment you made, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think like the first break works really well because it's kind of like that minimal, and it almost reminds me of like an intro, like if you were in a club, you'd pop up when the vocal comes in.
Yeah.
But then the second break I think is a bit too long, and like you said, you probably need more vocal.
Yeah.
But that vocal chop is cool in the second break.
Yeah, really like that. Reminds me of a lot of the releases out there at the moment. The problem is with this style is it's really hard to keep it original because there is so much of it around.
Yeah.
That's the case with a lot of music around at the moment. But yeah, it's well produced. I feel like it needs a bit more development in terms of the things we just talked about.
I think the mix could do with it. If you listen to Julian Jordan in particular, his songs, when the drop hits, they almost like hit you in the face. Like the kick is like punching, the leads are kind of really clean. I didn't quite get that from this.
Yeah, the percussion is so tight, it's so crisp. I'm not really sure how he does it, but that's what you're up against when you're making this kind of song.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of using less and just making sure what's there is really good and very loud. But yeah, overall
cool idea though. Thanks for sending.
Overall cool.
Alright guys, demo number 3, and this one is Ace times Spade, and it's an ID. Let's check it out.
When we're alone and the world is gone, I turn to you, you're my number one. Good days and bad days can't compare to the feeling I have when I got you there. So hold on so tightly that you'll never let me go. Hold on so tightly, we won't break if we explode. Hold on so tightly that you'll never let me go. Hold on so tightly, together we are unshakable. Unshakable.
Okay, cool progressive idea. I'm not sure what vocal that is from the first half of the song, but we were both singing it to ourselves, so I think you may have just put that in there and built the song around it. We do that sometimes as well. So we'll just judge the instrumental and not the vocal. I felt like it was a decent idea, but the drops in particular, I feel like they needed to be more developed. The melody got a bit boring or repetitive after about 4 or 8 bars or so. So like I said earlier in the video, if you could just try and develop it to make it more interesting throughout the drops, that'd be really good. And then as well, the drops were exactly the same for the first and second drop, weren't they?
Yeah.
We always like to find some way of making that second drop bigger, whether it's layering more chords or more atmosphere, more tension on top of it.
And
I'd really look at that.
I also think in the second break, because you did the big soul break,
Yeah.
when you use the melody that often, it kind of needs to change, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise it gets a little bit repetitive. For the soul break, I noticed that there was still a lot of side chain on the soul, so automate it off if you're going to do a soul break and then use the same melody in the drop, if that makes sense.
You really want those sorts to hit you in the face.
Yeah, it's like
you really want it to hit you and be that powerful moment.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's really good advice. Yeah, and the other thing as well is, even though it is the same melody, just try and keep it interesting with the way that you voice it through different sounds. If you do have melodies, like some of our songs
kind of did that though.
Yeah, to be fair,
that first, cool sound in the second break.
Yeah, they're like the Nexusy plucked sound. I really like that. But then that disappeared and those souls came back in. So perhaps you could play around with using that. But yeah, it's a cool track. It would need its own vocal as well, though. In this climate, instrumental prog is really, really hard to do. I think there's only 1 or 2 people that can get away with doing it now. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for sending.
Okay, so the fourth demo we've got is from Kaya, and it's called We Still Have Hope. Let's take a listen.
really cool demo.
Yeah, cool. I really like the vibe of this one. It reminds me of kind of Ibiza 3-4 in the morning sort of vibe.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I see what you're doing with the ARP. It reminds me of vintage culture, that kind of tech house ARP, dark vibe, but you've done a more progressive version of that, and it's really cool. I think you should have hinted at the vocal earlier in the track though. That's the one thing we were commenting. It kind of hit us out of nowhere when that vocal started coming in, so I would find a way to introduce that earlier.
Yeah, what I would do is maybe even just chop some samples out of it. You don't even have to use the whole phrases, but just in the break, the first break, put some hints, some vocal samples, just so that we know maybe a vocal's coming on later.
Yeah.
Because when the vocal came in, we were both a bit like, oh, okay, there's a vocal.
The actual ARP sound, really like the idea of it as well, but I feel like it could sit better in the mix at some point. So perhaps the beauty with ARPs, right, is filtering. Like, make sure it's constantly moving up or down out of the mix, especially in the breaks. I feel like just filtering in.
Play with the cut-off.
Yeah, that cut-off envelope is really important for those. I think that would give it like just sort of so much more energy and so much more tension. So that's a really good tip for that.
And maybe a little bit more sidechain in the drop. Maybe just so the kick and ARP maybe work a little bit together. But overall, I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
cool.
Thanks for sending. That's a really cool demo. Alright guys, demo number 5. This is Hidden Stone and Craze Tech. Let's check it out.
Minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Lift off.
Okay.
Was not expecting that, but I love it. I love it.
Really love it. I know we make progressive, but we like all kinds of music, and this is really tight. Can imagine playing it live and just getting that reaction. From a mixing standpoint, I think it's pretty good. Actually,
I think it's very good. Yeah.
We both agreed that after the first drop, I feel as if you should have done some kind of drop outro, kept the rhythm going, because you get a lot of energy in that first drop. The build up for it and the first drop is really tight, and then it kind of like falls back off again. It's very hard to keep that energy rolling. So yeah, find a way of using the percussion around the 115 mark to keep the energy going. Yeah,
I could see it's very similar to the stuff that Afrojac and Say My Name were making and playing a few years back. I'm sure Afrojac would still play this sort of stuff in his set. It's nice to get some other demos because, you know, we do make progressive, we love progressive, but like Harry said, we listen to all sorts of music.
Yeah, so if any of you guys have got any demos, all genres of dance music, make sure you send them through and we will take a listen next time.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram to keep updated as to when we're doing the next one as well.
So let's move on to the next demo, guys. We've got 2 left. This one is from Sodasphere and Nosegate. Let's check it out.
We harmonized a different way, but now Our feelings are astray. Don't you catch my drift? We could get back in line. Take it as a gift. Just accept the sign. I feel we're getting closer. We're opening our eyes tonight. You're breaking my composure. I know we gotta make this right. I feel we're getting closer. We're opening our eyes tonight. You're breaking my composure. I know we gotta make this right. No one had a clue we could get paid as a gift. I feel we're getting closer tonight. You're breaking my composure. I know we gotta make this
Alright, yeah, cool progressive demo. I think the melody's quite catchy. Could be a bit more developed. I noticed it evolves for about 15 seconds throughout the drop, but it doesn't go all the way through. So yeah, as always, try and make it interesting throughout the drops. Pretty well mixed though. Feel as if you could get a bit more atmosphere in the breaks in particular, and maybe they're a little bit too long. It's all about short and sharp these days, making sure that people are engaged throughout the whole song. What do you think, Jack?
I think that the mix needs a little bit of work. I'm looking at the wave file and everything is quite squashed. And that tells me that I think you've overcompressed and limited things. And you can tell in the build-ups that the volume doesn't automate down and the drop doesn't hit as hard, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So what I would do is maybe ease up on the compression and limiting, and in your build-ups automate down the volume and use plugins like Endless Smile and filtering to make that drop hit a bit harder. But yeah, I think overall pretty good.
Yeah, I think the compressing and limiting in the drops is a good trick actually, because the thing which you want out of progressive songs is the atmosphere and the vibe, you know, those feels.
Yeah.
So that's a great trick. It's not always about the elements that you add, it's about the way that you process them to get across those feels. So yeah, take a look at the points Jack visited. I think this song would really benefit from those in particular.
Okay guys, last but not least, the last demo is Hiaro, Heart of Glass. Let's have a listen.
Holding out from the rain, falling into the storm. Swept away in the hurt, can't fight anymore. Cover me like an angel. Now our love's getting faded. Can we try just to make this last? As we live in a heart of glass. Can we try to connect all the pieces? We can
Okay, I really like the drops in this one. The lead sounds are really good. I think it sounds really epic and full. I like the way you've kind of automated down the build up, so when the drop hits it's nice and wide. I think it sounds really good.
Yeah, the melody is actually really catchy as well. I was just saying to Jack now, I think there's a difference in quality between the drops and the breaks at the moment. I feel as if the breaks could be further developed, and the main thing which I heard was, I'm pretty sure that's a splice vocal. So yeah, we've all been there. You know, times are hard at the moment. You need to get resourceful with the vocals which you can get access to, but what we did, or what we do when we find sample pack vocals, like our song There For You, which has just hit 1 million streams by the way, yes. What we do is we change around the pitch, the formant, the delays, the echoes to make them sound unique.
Yeah.
As if someone couldn't tell that it's a pre-made sample pack which anyone can access. So yeah, but in general this is a really cool demo. I like the drop in particular, really good.
The drop's really good. I think the breaks need some work. I heard the classic tambourine that everyone's using in progressive house breaks. You listen to progressive house nowadays and you almost know that the tambourine's going to come in at 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of thinking, maybe try and make it sound a little bit different, filter it, or use a bit crusher, anything just to make it a bit more unique.
In general, that's great. That's a great tip for any progressive house producers out there. Everyone is using the same samples at the moment. Try and get creative with the way that you process these samples, or just find new ones. You know, you got sample banks like Splice where you can find any kind of sample that you can ever imagine on there. So yeah, just try and get a bit more creative to make your song stand out. It is very, very difficult at the moment. But yeah, Yaro, thanks for sending. That's a great one. So guys, it's time to pick a winner, and this is actually a really difficult one. There's 3 demos in particular which have caught our eye with this one. So the first one was Hidden Stone and Chrislike, OMG. Thought this one was just surprised us really.
Yeah.
Hit us out of nowhere, almost as hard as that first drop. But I thought it was a good idea, really well produced, and I can just imagine Afrojack, Say My Name, DJ Snake. I can imagine them playing it. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I agree. I could hear Afrojack playing it with a mashup at a festival, so maybe try and reach out to him, see if he'll play it for you. But I think the main thing about this one was that it's nice to get sent different genres of music that are well produced, and because we like listening to all genres, not just progressive. So yeah, this one was a really nice surprise.
The second one was actually the last one we listened to, Hiaro, Heart of Glass. Apart from the vocal being a splice vocal and I've heard it on a few different tracks now, the drop is really good.
Really
the drop is really well produced, catchy melody, lead sounds in particular, absolutely love them. Yeah, what do you think?
I agree. I think it's just lacking a little bit in the breaks, but the drop is really good. And then the last one that's in the mix is We Still Have Hope by Kaya. This one is just, I think, very current. I can see it being played in the car, I can see it being played in the gym, and I can see it at festivals and clubs, and I like the way that you've done it with the progressive house elements with the art, but still kind of have the tech house feel.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's merging 2 worlds. It's unique as well. You know, it stands out. So much music these days, it feels as if it's copies of other people's.
Yeah.
This one instantly struck us as original, and that's the best compliment you can get from a fellow producer these days. Like, your song is original. Yeah, great song. But guys, there can only be one winner, unfortunately.
Yes, so today's winner, and the winner of the second episode of our demo drop, is Kaya. Woo! With We Still Have Hope. Congratulations. Really, really like this demo. Like we said, it's merging both worlds. It's danceable, but it's also playable and on the radio and stuff like that. So yeah, really good job. Well done.
This one is a testament to the saying, guys, that the idea is more important than the mix. All right, and not saying the mix is bad or anything, but the idea is original.
Yeah.
It caught our ears instantly, and the mixing stuff is stuff which you can improve on. There's loads of different assets now online, on YouTube videos, courses courses you can take to improve on that stuff. But it's all about the idea at the end of the day. This is a really, really good idea. So congratulations, Kaya.
Be sure to reach out to us on Instagram, DM, or comment below, and we'll get in touch and we'll sort out that Skype session.
But that's all we've got time for this week, guys. Really hope you enjoyed episode 2 of our demo drop. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe down below. We're fast approaching 1,000 subscribers.
We would love to hit 1,000 subscribers before 2021. So if you're thinking about subscribing, please consider hitting that subscribe button.
Make sure you check out our last release on Gemstone Records, How We Roll. It is out now. It's doing well. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's a little bit different from us, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's it from us. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye and take care.
Take care, guys.